Hello, everyone. My name is Reverend Bonnie Rose, and I am your host for this episode of Our Ventura TV. Today, I have the pleasure of speaking with Laura Lindsay, who is the chapter leader of the Love on a Leash Ventura chapter. Did I get that right?
You got that perfect.
Good. Thank you, Laura. Thank you and welcome. So why don't you tell our viewers a little bit about what Love on a Leash is?
Great. Thank you. Thanks so much for having me. Love on a Leash is a nonprofit group that is really committed to helping identify and train and certify people with their dogs or their cats or their rabbits to be pet therapy teams. And pet therapy teams go into different community locations, and all they do is bring love and comfort to the people they meet. So it's a very fun job, not that hard for those of us who like people and dogs who like people, but it's a really exciting way to volunteer in your community.
Thank you, Laura. Now, I know that my dogs would not be good candidates for this because they're a little wild, but do you have screening criteria that you use for figuring out who can actually do this job?
Yes, we do. And it's important to note that many dogs are great dogs, but they're not good therapy dogs. So we look for even-tempered dogs. That means a dog that is not too skittish around noises and things happening. They're really good with people. They love to go up and have people pet them and touch them. They want to be close. They like other dogs because they have to work with them, and they're good in the car so they can get to their meeting dates, and just a really loving, caring pet.
Nice. And so you screen them for that, like with an orientation or a screening process?
We do. We have a control evaluation, and it's really about the team. Think about it that way. It's not just the dog. It's how does the dog relate to the person, the handler, and how does the handler control or work with the dog?
Mm.
And so that team has to be really efficient and well bonded in order to be able to go into settings and do what they need to do.
Mm. So when you say you go into settings, tell us again what type of facilities or organizations you visit with the dogs.
Well, we started out going to CMH Hospital, also St. John's Hospital in Oxnard. We go to the libraries where children read to the dogs in the afternoons. We go to the public schools now. This has been a very big push for Ventura Public Schools, is creating wellness centers on each campus and allowing kids the opportunity to go and just de-stress. So our dogs are a big part of that, although we're not really limited to just being in a room. We roam the campus and just go and talk to those kids who are sitting by themselves in a corner, and come up and introduce ourselves and just share the love.
Oh, nice. So, what are some of the benefits that people receive from having visits from I keep saying dogs, but it sounds like it's dogs, cats, and rabbits.
It's dogs, cats, and rabbits. I think the most important benefit is they have the ability, a dog walks into the room, a pet therapy dog, and the entire room changes. Everything just calms down. People take a breath, and they have that wonderful ability to help us just stop and take a minute and just be present. And so the mental health advantages right now are just truly amazing. Also, therapy dogs have been very popular with people who have autism.
Mm.
The children seem to be more able to relate to the dogs than they do to people. And so that's always fun to see their help in a therapeutic setting as well. Breaking through the ice. If someone's a little bit hesitant to get involved, the dog can come in and help further that process.
Thank you. Now, do you have a story or one or two stories about an example of how a dog has actually helped a person?
Yes, well, one of my favorite stories is I was at a school visit, and I think it was the first visit at a high school in Ventura. And I was outside where other kids were just kind of milling around and petting the dogs. And one of the teachers came to me and said, we have a situation over in the room here. I wonder if your dogs could help. I said, sure. So we excused ourselves and followed her. And in the room was a young woman who was really in the middle of a panic attack, hyperventilating, unable to stand still, just really, really, really traumatized. So I went up to her, introduced myself, asked her, all right, if I brought my dog to sit with her. And I told her that this was a therapy dog. The dog was here to help her. And the dog had a really, really unusual ability to love and to just be present for someone who is struggling. So I asked her if she was willing to try. She said yes. So we came around and I just positioned the dog right next to her, very close, and took her hand, helped her just get into the rhythm of petting the dog down the back. And my dogs are very, very soft. So when people touch them, it's just a really wonderful physical reaction. And she kept petting and petting and petting, and I could just see that the things were calming down. So her teacher came up to her and said, so how are you feeling? She said, yeah, I think I'm ready to go back to have lunch. And off she went to lunch. And I just thought to myself, that took about 5-10 minutes. It cost nothing.
Mhm.
And we were able to be present for someone who was truly struggling. And it made me feel really, really joyous to be there and very fortunate to have the opportunity to do this work.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you for sharing that story. I'm sure you have many stories, and perhaps some of our viewers want to create their own stories in working with Love on a Leash. So, if people want to learn more about you and your organization, how might they get in touch with you?
Best thing to do is to start by reviewing the website. And the website is loveonaleash.org. And there are many, many things to look at there, but that gives you a good overview. If you're interested, excuse me, then call me. And my phone number is area code 805-561-3207.
Mm.
And I'm happy to answer questions or to help you get your control evaluation if you're ready to move forward. People ask me, what can I do to train a puppy? I have some hints for what you can do to do that until the dog is ready. Therapy dogs have to be at least 1 year old before
Mm.
they can become certified pets.
Okay. And people with their cats and rabbits can call you too, right?
Yes.
Great. All right. Well, thank you so much, Laura. I really appreciate you speaking to me and to our viewers. And on behalf of Our Ventura TV, this is Reverend Bonnie Rose, wishing you a beautiful day. Thank you very much.